and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, for all.
Father in heaven, we thank you for this opportunity to gather here. Please bless each person present. Pray that this meeting be successful, productive, and blessed. May we see this meeting time as a way of serving you. In Jesus' name, amen.
You want to call the workshop to order?
Yes, sir, Chairman. For item 1 and item 2 of the workshop, Chairman, the auditors were not able to finish the financial audit by today's meeting. They needed a little more time until this Friday to finish it. So we'll be asking the chairman to call a special meeting, and the financial statement and independent auditors report, along with the annual compliance report, they go hand in hand. So if I can go to the quarterly investment report, Chairman. So,
Yes, sir, quarterly investment report.
yeah, so the quarterly investment report, workshop item number 3. In your packet, you have the quarterly investment report ending March 31st, 2023. You can see our beginning balance in the local government investment pool was 4.9 million. We had a transfer in of $300,000. That's excess vehicle registration fees. Our investment earnings from the Logic account was $57,240 for a ending balance of $5.2 million. On the government securities, our beginning balance was $174,813,417. We had a contribution of almost 12.5 million. That's a reimbursement from TxDOT for our grant for the 365 tollway. So our investments earned in the Logic account were $926,948. In the Wilmington Trust account was $602,733. We had some disbursements in there. So basically our ending balance was $184,357,658. So you see we had some approximately $1.5 million in investment earnings for this quarterly period. The weighted average yield was 4.7% on the investment pool and 4.17% on the government securities.
Are there any questions in regards to the quarterly investment report? Okay. Thank you, Pilar.
Yes, sir.
No, Mr. Chair.
We'll go ahead and adjourn the workshop. And I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We're going to call roll call for establishment of quorum just to make sure everybody's present, please.
Yes, sir. Chairman De Anda.
Present.
Vice Chairman Reynolds. Secretary Treasurer Reina. Director Pardo.
Present.
Director Del Angel. Director Cerda.
Present.
Director Kamel.
Present.
And I think that's everybody. Yes, sir. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Public comment?
Yes. We have no public comment, Chairman.
Okay. Let's go to the reports.
Sir, first report is 1A is a report on program manager activities for the 365 tollway project and IBTC environmental clearance document. And then 1B is a report on construction activity for the 365 tollway. Ramon Navarro will give a brief report on both items.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Directors. I'm here to present a brief summary of the development activities going on with the priority projects for the 365 toll, conclusive of the 365 toll project, IBTC, and the overall loop system. As we all are aware, we have approximately 3 projects to the west of this current corridor, and that's the segment 3, section A and section C. These are all inclusive of long-term environmental documentation that's needed, our environmental justices. And to the east, we have the IBTC project. With that being said, the prices displayed here have been updated to include the most recent inflation rates, and tallies up to approximately $2.1 billion to complete the overall loop. We will go into detailed discussion of 365 activities under the construction report. As far as the wetland mitigation site, we are anxiously awaiting a final submittal from our GEC HDR on moving forward with the wetland mitigation project and letting that project. In addition to that, we are currently negotiating with our toll collection system, Selecti CISA. They have been receptive to all of our negotiations, and we are detailing legalities in the contracts, dotting the I's and crossing the T's on that, and we should be good to go on that. I believe that's on the agenda for today. Going down with IBTC, we have had initial discussions with environmental, and we have updated the estimates on that as displayed in the overall graphics. We are waiting functional classification to be issued, and that's pending a submittal through the RGV MPO via TxDOT and FHWA's acceptance of the final functional classification. Upon receiving functional classification, the environmental documents shall be triggered, and we will go over a brief revised updated schedule here. Some of the key dates, as mentioned on the overall report, is going to be the functional classification. Environmental acceptance of the environmental justices should be in May or June of this year. And then we'll be tracking on to advanced engineering, being the right-of-way utilities and survey mapping, with letting the design project hopefully in the early stages of 2024, and predicting or working towards a September 2025 letting date for the project overall. We are working closely with our partners, which is TxDOT and the RGV MPO, and pushing this project forward, and we see no major hindrances as far as that is concerned. On the overall network, the overweight network, we issued a total of 10,440 permits as far as the date to date from January to March, totaling the amount collected of 2.1 million, with the overall collection of the RMA being at $281,880 for the month. Excuse me. For the month of March, April. For the month of April, we did issue out 3,982 permits. This is a 16.8% increase over last year's issuance at this time, and the rates seem steady. Inflation rates, as we all know, I'm talking to the bankers, but inflation is remaining steady. We did see a small steadfast 0.2% fall in material cost, but it remains healthy at 6.2% for the annual and overall annual increases. This concludes my report on the development. Is there any questions I may entertain at this time on development activities?
Questions?
Moving on to the construction report. We do have a 365 toll project. This is a 12.2 mile project that we let back in March, or let back in November. Construction activities commenced on March 17th, 2002. We let the project to Polis Construction with 1,264 calendar days. Substantial completion is anticipated September of 2025. And this is a 7-day working day project with federal holidays designated. The overall cost of the project was approximately $295 million. We went through the VECP, or Value Engineering Change Proposal stages, and we realized we saved, or there was an estimated $38 million in savings. We have been negotiating and working out these value engineering change proposals. We did meet last Thursday and did acquire the final number that they arrived at. We were approximately let me get this right. We were approximately, where is it? $7,770,443.75 short. They attribute that 2.5 million to their engineering error and 5 million of that to our original plan error. Our GEC HDR is diligently looking into these claims, and we will be negotiating the rest of these weeks until we come to the board, before the board next month, with the final resolve, and that'll be a change order. We are looking into these claims and doing all we can with the backup and the justification for these. And we hope to come before the board with the legal review and concurrence by next month. With that being said, we will be adjusting the overall progress payments that we had established with the credits. This will probably be going down, and this will be going down and being put into balance with whatever the actual savings or realized savings are brought to. And we'll divvy out the first payment and give that credit distributed amongst the remaining payments that are to be distributed. With that, the gross savings is approximately $30,239,938.88. And like I said, our GEC and ourselves and our teams are diligently looking into this, and we hope to have resolve prior to next month's meeting, next board meeting, and coming before you with the change order. As far as the construction goes, we continue with our production. We've had 70 RFIs, 81 submittals. We continue with our CMT testing for quality assurance and quality control, and continue with the environmental justices, working on the overall sum of the project. This month, we come before you with a total payout to date is about $62.2 million. This month, we produced $2.3 million worth of work, bringing the total production to 24%. Total time used has creeped up on us, and it's at 32%. As of the reporting date, we had 399 days used with 865 days remaining. The public is confident that this differential can be amended with the new baseline schedule, with the new value engineering change proposals and quantities that they have provided, and they have not asked or requested for additional days on any of the value engineering change proposals. With that being said, moving on to the construction aspects, we continue our closure on FM 494 for the boxes, the 12 by 12 drainage boxes. Just to give you a relative idea, we have had a wet month. It has been a wet couple of weeks, and this was the picture before, and this was the picture after the rain. That's a 12 by 12 box, so that's about 6 feet of water that's collected in the hole. Of course, we are diligently pumping on a daily basis and trying to get this done. You can see the embankment on Sherry has been finalized on both the east and west side of the proposed bridge. We will be putting in a sensor to observe settlement. This is a requirement of the project that we maintain at least 2 months of settlement, to where a minimum of 2 inches goes down, or a consistent minimum of two inches is achieved. And we'll be monitoring that through our construction materials testing group. We continue to work on the drill shafts and the foundations at McCall. That's another detour we have actively in place, and we are on schedule on McCall. We are looking at hanging girders or beams the 1st of July at McCall, and it remains on schedule to be opened by September of this year, of 2023. This is more pictures of headers in the floodway. This is the columns that we've produced at the High Line. You can see our logo. Our new modified logo is the new emblem on the columns. We'll be having this exhibited on the majority of the columns along the project. And we continue working on the levee. You can see it's awfully wet and very difficult to go in and have materials delivered, but they're doing what they can as far as production and working as diligently as possible. The district, Hidalgo County Irrigation District 19, remains how can I put this? Remains a partnering agency with us. The leaks that are existent in their current system and in the production will be remediated. We're working closely with the irrigation district and look forward to appeasing them in all of their compliance items. This concludes my report. Is there any questions I may entertain at this time?
I had a question. Can you go
No,
back
thank you.
to the $7 million difference again? I think I missed some.
Originally, sir, we had a overall savings of 38 million.
Okay.
We were able to realize only $30 million of that claim of the estimated value, and we are looking into being able to officially come before the board with realized savings and negotiating and coming to compliance with our specifications and our requirements of the contracts to be able to bring the change order before the board and have a true resolve all the way around.
The contractor said this will be the savings, but now that I actually dig into it,
This is actually the savings. They've attributed 2.5 million of that to their engineering error and the additional 5 million to original plan error on the project.
okay. So we're doing that with HDR.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll be coming before the board with all of that justification.
By next board meeting, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, Directors, the next item on the agenda is a consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. However, if discussion is desired, that item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? I get a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same
Aye.
sign. Regular agenda item, resolution 2023-14, consideration and approval of fiscal year 2022 financial statements, independence audit report with the Hidalgo County Regional Utility Authority. This is going to be tabled, right?
Yes, sir. So item 3A and 3B will be tabled for the special meeting.
Okay, so then we'll move to item 3C, resolution 2023-22, award of 365 tollway collection system integration, installation, and maintenance contract.
So Chairman, Directors, as you recall, at the March meeting of this year, the Board of Directors authorized staff to negotiate with CSIP for the 365 tollway collection system installation, integration, and maintenance contract. This was after we had solicited proposals for this service. We had 5 qualified responses, and with CSIP ranking number 1 and the board authorizing staff or the executive director to negotiate with them. We have negotiated with CSA. In your packet is the agreement for that toll collection system installation, integration, and maintenance that we've been able to negotiate with CSA. Authority staff and legal counsel is satisfied with this agreement. So the cost for that contract is $13,980,669. So staff is recommending approval of the agreement as presented.
Is there any questions regarding the contract?
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion by Director Kamel.
Dr. Kamel, you make a motion for approval? Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and second by Juan Carlos. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion. Do we have anything for executive session?
Yes, sir. So staff recommends you entertain a motion to enter into executive session under item 6B, consultation with attorney on legal issues pertaining to a proposal to act as a local sponsor of rail projects under section 551-071 of the Texas Government Code.
So I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I so move.
Julio. That's a good second. Frank, got a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carried. Let me go ahead and entertain a motion to go back into regular session. Can I get a motion? Got a motion?
move.
Second. Motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Same sign. Motion carries.
Chairman, the next item is item 4A, Chairman's Report, discussion and consideration of a proposal to act as a local sponsor of rail projects. So in your packet, you have a proposal from Triangle Holdings. Staff's recommendation is to reject the proposal as presented.
Do I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to reject the proposal as presented as staff's recommendation.
Second.
I'll second that.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, Chairman and directors, there's no further business for the board's consideration.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.